guys, Squishy Bee here. I wanted to bring you a report from the Epoch Times that I thought you might want to hear. This came out today, August 5th, 2020, and it says, new tick-borne virus kills 7 and infects dozens in eastern China. A contagious tick-borne novel Bunya virus that first emerged in China has recently killed 7 while infecting dozens in the country. The virus usually spreads between May and October in mountainous regions and has a death rate of 5 to 17%, said Chuang Zhenxiang, the Deputy Director General of Taiwan Centers for Disease Control, at an August 5th press conference. The virus has sickened at least 62 over the first half of the year, including 37 in the coastal Chinese province of Jiangsu and 23 in neighboring Anhui province, 5 of whom have died, according to local media. 2 more died in central Zhejiang province, which borders Jiangsu. The latest patient hospitalized was a 65-year-old tea grower surnamed Wang from Jiangsu's Nanjing City. According to local media, she began feeling unwell about 2 months ago after gathering tea leaves from her plantation. In a few days, she began having symptoms of shivers, high fever, physical fatigue, and wet coughs. Her body temperature went up to 104 Fahrenheit at times. She was diagnosed with severe fever and thrombocytopenia syndrome, SFTS, also known as Huayangshan Banyang virus. Say that 10 times fast. Characterized by low platelet and white cell counts. Here's a picture of farm workers picking tea leaves at a tea plantation in the outskirts of Chongqing Municipality, China, on March 9th, 2007. Currently, there is no vaccine available to treat the disease. Jin Qi, a surgeon at Jiangsu People's Hospital, told local media that her organs were failing by the time she was transferred to the infectious diseases department. She recovered after about a month of hospital treatment. Mr. Fang, another patient from Yiwu City of Zhejiang province, had symptoms of high fever, diarrhea, and loss of appetite in late June, which did not go away after he took anti-inflammatory pills. His white cell and platelet count had dropped to about 1/4 of normal levels, respectively, by the time he went to the local hospital. The city's CDC has advised people to use insect repellent, wear long pants when going outdoors, tighten pant cuffs around the ankles, and avoid lying on the grass. While tick bites remain the primary transmission route for the disease, Zhejiang-based Bunya virus expert Sheng Jifang warned that it can also transmit among humans, citing previous instances of infections through mucus contact or contact with a patient's blood. Ticks often live in forests, bushes, open pasture fields, grasslands, and hills, Sheng said. So this is just another bug that we have to be on the lookout for. This is in Asia, but I don't know if people in the U.S. are really aware of how many different diseases we get from bugs here. A lot of people just think, you worry about that in the jungles, and you don't have to worry about that in our area. Mainly we think of things like West Nile or Zika being in or Lyme disease sort of thing. Those would be our main things in the United States. But there is a huge list of diseases that are listed on the CDC site that is by states. So this is the U.S. Let's just look up. I'm going to try to read some of these names, but I'm sure that I'm going to mispronounce most of these. Mosquito-borne diseases. California serogroup viruses. I'm on the opposite coast, so I've never heard of that, but maybe people from California have. Chikungunya virus. That's another one I've never heard of. Dengue viruses. We know about that, but I didn't really think of that being here too much. I mean, I know that my daughter-in-law's from the Philippines, and that was one of the things that they had a lot of in the Philippines, that they were struggling with dengue quite a bit. But I don't know of too many people having that here, but it's listed here, so they are still getting that here. Eastern equine encephalitis virus, malaria plasmodium, St. Louis encephalitis virus. I didn't know that St. Louis had their own type of encephalitis. That's interesting. West Nile virus, that's what we get here in New York. That's a biggie for us here. We have a lot of mountainous areas, and that's one of the things that we get concerned about with mosquitoes here. Yellow fever virus, Zika virus, we all know about Zika. Tick-borne diseases are anaplasmosis ehrlichiosis. Okay, I'm not sure if that's the way you pronounce that. Babesiosis. I haven't heard of that one either. Lyme disease. Okay, most people know by now Lyme disease was a weaponized tick that they released here in New York State. That was our doing. And it causes terrible lifelong autoimmune problems. They had to test me for that when I was first trying to figure out what this crazy rare autoimmune complex I have. And so I learned a lot about that back then. And but I'm not sure if everybody knows that was actually something we caused, because they got out of the lab. Powassan virus, don't know that one. Spotted fever rickettsiosis, that's a new one to me. Tularemia, and I don't know that one. And then we've got the flea-borne disease. It looks like there's only one listed here, and that is plague. And that is making a comeback. That seems to be something that we're seeing pop up in various countries. So anyway, I just thought I would bring that to you so that maybe you might be on the lookout a little bit more for bugs, because this people might be trying to get out of the house because of the pandemic that we're in now, and be spending more time outdoors. And this might be just a little reminder that there are some really tiny villains out there that you might want to be aware of, and use some extra bug spray and keep an eye out for stuff like that. And if you do get bit by something, keep a really close eye on the spot and make sure that you're not getting, that it's not getting red. Like for the Lyme disease. Like for that one, you get this big bullseye ring around it if you get bit by one of those ticks and it has Lyme. That's one of the signs that you have to watch for. So maybe even look up to see what is for your area, and then you can look to see what the symptoms would be, so that if you start having symptoms like that, hey, maybe I better look into this dude that just bit me when we were at the park yesterday. So anyways, I just thought I would bring you that, because I thought it's interesting that it seems like every time we turn around, there's some new kind of virus or disease. So anyways, until next time, guys, I'll be seeing you. Bye-bye.